Welcome everyone! In this first module of our AI governance course, we're tackling a really critical objective, creating a complete and centralized AI tool inventory for your organization. Now I know this might sound like just an admin task, but trust me, it is the foundational first step toward building a culture of compliant, ethical, and safe AI use. By the time we're done here, you'll be able to spot that hidden AI, build out a comprehensive inventory, and even kick off the process of vendor verification.
You know, AI isn't some far-off concept anymore. It's already in our workflows. It's in your clinics, it's in your shelters, and a lot of the time it's completely unseen. As this dashboard shows, the risks of that undocumented AI are, well, pretty significant. To meet our legal and ethical obligations, especially here under California law, we have to start with a structured governance plan. And that whole plan begins with one simple thing: total visibility.
Let's make this really concrete. That number you see on the screen, $7,500. That's the potential fine under the California Privacy Rights Act, or CPRA, for each and every undocumented AI tool. This isn't some vague threat. It's a specific, painful financial penalty. So this inventory process we're starting today, it's your first and most critical protective measure.
Okay, so our roadmap for this module is very straightforward. First, we're going to dig into the high cost of that hidden AI. Then, we'll establish the #1 rule of governance: visibility. After that, we'll get really practical and actually build your AI inventory step by step. Then we'll talk about how to start questioning your vendors. And finally, we'll wrap up by certifying your progress for week 1.
This brings us to our core principle for the week, and it's a simple one. The first rule of AI governance is visibility. Let me say that again. You cannot govern what you cannot see. Any effective, defensible compliance program has to begin with a complete and totally honest awareness of every single AI tool being used inside your organization. So, what's the biggest threat to that visibility? It's something we call shadow AI. This is basically any unapproved or personally acquired AI tool that your staff might be using, usually without any official oversight. Just think about a well-meaning team member using a free website to summarize client notes. It seems harmless, right? But that one action can introduce massive compliance and data privacy risks. And this slide right here, this shows exactly who we're working to protect. This isn't some abstract corporate exercise. No, we're talking about faith-based clinics that might use AI to match patients for prayer support. We're talking about under-resourced nonprofits using AI to predict donors, food banks scheduling volunteers, and homeless shelters trying to match clients to available beds. Your work is absolutely vital, and our job here is to protect that mission from these new kinds of risks. So, we've firmly established the why. Now let's switch gears and get into the practical how. This whole next section is dedicated to the main event for this module: gaining that visibility by building your AI tool inventory. This inventory sheet you see here is going to be your most important tool for week 1. I want you to think of it as your centralized audit ledger, your single source of truth for every AI system operating within your organization. This is where we're going to document everything we find. Now, as you get ready to share this with your teams, I want you to remember this key principle. Week 1 is not about judgment, it's about visibility. You need to foster an open, non-judgmental discovery process. Encourage your staff to list everything, even the free tools or personal accounts they're using for work, without any fear of getting in trouble. Honesty is the only way we're going to achieve real visibility here. Okay, let's break down this inventory sheet, column by column. The first two are pretty straightforward, but they're essential. First, the tool name and vendor, and second, its purpose. What's the tool's official name, who makes it, and what specific task does it actually do for you? Is it ChatGPT from OpenAI being used for staff notes? Is it some other specialized tool? We have to be precise.
All right, the next column is a huge one. It's a critical flag. Does the tool touch PHI or PII? That's protected health information or personally identifiable information. For your organizations, this means any patient, client, or donor data. A yes here immediately tells us this tool needs a much higher level of scrutiny under laws like HIPAA and CPRA. We'll have to do a much deeper risk assessment on it.
Column 4 asks another absolutely crucial question. Does the AI make or influence decisions about people? This is where the ethical and legal responsibilities really start to escalate. If an AI is being used to determine, say, a client's priority for shelter or to triage patient needs, well, that's considered a high-risk system. We have to identify those right away.
And finally, do we have a formal, signed contract or maybe a data processing agreement in place? A yes here is great, but a no is a major red flag.
Using any tool, especially one that's handling sensitive data, without a proper legal agreement is just an unacceptable risk. We need to verify this for every single tool on our list.
So once your internal inventory is complete, the work is not done. We then have to move from this internal discovery phase to external verification. This next section covers how we deploy what I call mandatory compliance inquiries to your AI vendors.
And we've created a practical, ready-to-use tool to help you with this, a vendor inquiry email template. Notice the subject line, it's urgent, and the questions are clear and direct. This isn't a casual request, it's a formal compliance inquiry, and it's designed to get you the specific answers you need to assess your risk.
Let's break down the 5 key questions in that email, because they basically form a checklist for your initial vendor risk assessment. Number 1, do you process PHI or PII? 2, what's your CPRA data deletion process? 3, do you specifically serve organizations like ours? 4, can you provide a data processing agreement? And 5, a really important one, do you support an emergency kill switch? Their answers are absolutely essential data for our next steps.
All right, let's move into our final section for this module, certifying your Week 1 progress. It's so important to document what you've accomplished and to really understand the payoff for all this foundational work.
This is what success looks like for Week 1. This certified checklist confirms your progress. Have all your departments submitted their inventories? Have you received and attached those vendor responses? Did you create the master inventory sheet? Completing these steps means you are officially 100% ready for Week 2.
So what is the single key takeaway from all of this? It's this. A complete and centralized AI inventory is the foundational layer of any defensible AI governance program. Without this visibility, without this master list, any attempt you make at compliance is, frankly, just guesswork.
Now, I want you to take a moment and just reflect. In your own organization, what is the single greatest risk you could face, financially, legally, reputationally, if this entire inventory step were skipped? This is a really crucial question to think about as you move forward.
And you should know the hard work you do this week directly enables our next crucial step. In Week 2, we're going to move from inventory to insight. We will use this master list that you've so carefully built to create your organization's AI risk heat map. And that's what will allow us to prioritize all our future governance efforts.
And I'll leave you with one final thought, which is really an immediate call to action. After this module, right now, what is the very first tool that you are going to add to your new AI inventory sheet? Start there. Let's begin the process right now.